Welcome back to Season 3 of Tales of the Lesser Medium, a podcast that pokes fun at video game narratives. Each season, me, the better host, Caleb J. Ross, and my co-host.
Hey, listen, sometimes you meet a young, sexy hacker leading a resistance, and you can tell she's a hacker because she's wearing a hoodie, and one day she reaches over and she takes your cold steel crowbar into her hands, her soft hands, and she whispers to you, "What does your goatee taste like? Can I try it?" And you wake up in a cold sweat, still knee-deep in alien invasion that you might have caused. That's what we're looking for today, folks. That's what we're looking forward to. I'm so excited.
Thank you for confirming my half-hearted when I introduced you. I really appreciate that. You really led into it. Yes, that was my co-host, Travis Terry. And we'll be here taking you through our favorite video game franchise narratives, taking time along the way for humorous skits to make you laugh and to give us something to do between bouts of not doing anything because of COVID.
Oh.
In this, Season 3, Episode 2, we continue our examination of the Half-Life series of games. In Episode 1, as we explored the first Half-Life game, we were introduced to Gordon Freeman, who, as it turns out, canonically, does not speak. Well, that made it hard for us to have fun with him, given that this is an audio medium in which we mock video game characters, so we made up our own voice for Gordon. Will that voice return in this episode? I don't know, listen and find out.
Caleb, I gotta admit, you were the better co-host for once. Last episode, that Gordon, I loved meeting Gordon in the last episode. He is absolutely not someone I would ever want to spend any amount of meaningful time around or near, but he was delightful nonetheless, and definitely a crowd favorite. So do you think Gordon, maybe a warm-up for Gordon here, maybe he could read one of our recent iTunes reviews?
Oh, he would love that. I would love nothing more than to, right at the beginning, do something that I know annoys you, since you just told me it does. And Gordon, given his voice, is probably on the same page. He seems like the type of guy who would like to annoy someone. So, here we go. Dylan Plays Games left this review for us. Hilarious show, he says, with an exclamation mark. So I believe it. Fantastic and funny podcast, another exclamation mark. God, two gamers send up some of the most convoluted cyclopean. Ooh, that's a fancy word for Dylan Plays Games. And ludicrous stories ever told in video games. Great for those who enjoy video games, but you won't need to have played along to enjoy the show. Definitely recommended. Well, thanks, Dylan Plays Games, or should I say Dylan plays the role of a guy who knows what cyclopean means? Because there's no way in hell that this guy. God, okay.
I do appreciate that Gordon has seemed to have he has a knack for the microphone now. He knows volume. So I'm very excited for Gordon today.
I'm learning. I'm a scientist. Scientists can learn. In that previous episode, we also learned that the Black Mesa research facility had been compromised by science gone wrong. During a seemingly routine shift performing your basic shoving crystals into electricity type responsibilities, Gordon Freeman opened a dimensional rift between Earth and the planet Zen, which allowed alien soldiers to infiltrate Earth. Our humble theoretical physicist was then tasked with saving the world, and so traveled to Zen to defeat what we think was the leader of the alien army. All the while, a mysterious man in a gray suit known as the G-Man had been observing Gordon's progress throughout his escape from Black Mesa. After Gordon defeats the Zen army leader, the G-Man offers Gordon a job, one with heavy, evil undertones. If Gordon doesn't accept, he dies. If he does accept, the game ends on this cliffhanger, with the player unsure whether Gordon has just aligned himself to evil or found some off-camera way to navigate around the sinister offer.
Mr. Gordon, as your publicist, I have to say, you'll never make it to a third full installment if you accept this offer.
What are you talking about? This game series is going on forever, man. I'm gonna have game 3, then I'm gonna have another one where I come back as like a 3D mascot, and it's gonna be a platformer, and then there's gonna be a cooking game. Man, you're the dumbest publicist ever. You should start a game called The Dumb Publicist.
Okay, all right. Well, you do whatever you think's best then, Gordon.
Well, what do you think? You're my publicist.
I think I would fire you if I could, but You're holding a gun to my head right now, which makes me think maybe I shouldn't.
Half-Life 2 was a big deal in the gaming world, even bigger than the first game. In the United States alone, Half-Life 2's PC version sold 680,000 copies and had earned $34.3 million by August 2006. So for the math heads listening at home, in less than 2 years, this video game made almost as much money as Travis's Nipple Doctor.
Wow, that's quite a bit. Just raking it in.
That was one of his recommendations for you to take care of that nipple, wasn't it? Just rake it in a little bit every once in a while, get the flex off.
Yeah.
It'll heal eventually.
Turns out that guy actually wasn't a doctor.
You a nipple enthusiast?
Just a guy.
That you trusted for some reason. That's all right. That's on you, man. All right. Much like the first Half-Life game, Half-Life 2 is very important to the history of video games. Half-Life 2 continues the series' legacy of passive world building, but doesn't just settle for continuation. Half-Life 2 explores physics-based combat and puzzle solving that had never been done before, allowing for a sense of emergent gameplay that made the experience feel not like a set of scripted missions, but like a true, single experience where the player, not the developers, mapped Gordon's progress forward. And now that I've got you all excited by the idea that an audience could just choose a progression path, let's get started with this audio podcast whose progression you have absolutely no control over.
Yes, and in fact, we have control over you. I need everyone to shimmy their underpants down like a sexy lady, even the guys. Let's go, wiggle those hips, get them down. Now leave them down for the next, I don't know, hour and a half. Smell yourself.
If the opening cinematic of Half-Life 2 is a clue, the G-Man is still somewhat in control of the player character Gordon Freeman's life. The G-Man, with his face filling the camera, tells Gordon to wake up and smell the ashes. We've not yet seen ashes nor fire. Not even Gordon has yet to make an appearance, so all we have to go on right now is implication. Something is probably on fire, and the G-Man is probably responsible, and he probably wants Gordon to join him on his arson spree.
You know, when it comes to arson sprees, I am definitely the tag-along type. I'm not a leader when it comes to arson sprees, but I'll join. I'll jump in. Back of the pack.
That's good to know.
Yeah. I'll carry the snacks.
Are they all going to be like spicy hot flavor just to keep it thematically relevant?
Absolutely.
Of course. God, you're a good healer. That's what you play in every raid.
Say that like it's an insult. You're a good healer. Yeah.
Oh. You help other people perform better? What a loser. But we won't find out yet what the G-Man's role is in this whole thing. The scene fades into the game's proper intro, which takes the form of a callback to the first Half-Life game intro. We don't know who we're playing as at this point, so let's call our player character Gordon Maybe. So Gordon Maybe is riding a train car, but unlike his previous that began with an underground train ride into Black Mesa, this train ride is apparently above ground, judging by the rundown urban city environments passing by outside the window.
And the visible skyline is also a good clue, too, that we are, in fact, above ground.
I don't know. You can't be too sure. That Prey reboot, that fooled us for the opening act of that game.
Oh.
Yeah, it did. I can tell by your that you didn't play it. Don't. It's not really worth it.
Okay.
For now, let's assume the sky and buildings are real and that we're above ground. And hey, while we're assuming, let's assume Gordon Maybe is not evil and this job he is headed to is just a good old-fashioned non-alien invasion gig.
So far the story is very, what I'll say is loose, and I kind of hate listening to it.
Yeah, buckle up, because it doesn't get any tighter, man.
That's what I tell my wife, or does she tell me that? I can't remember. One of us say it a lot.
It depends on who's the power on that night, I guess. Once the train stops and Gordon Maybe disembarks, a talking head on a giant holographic screen informs our hero that he's been relocated to and is currently entering City 17, described by the head as one of our finest remaining centers. Though the environment seems run down, there are clues to this being a technologically rich world. A drone flies by as Gordon Maybe exits the train, for example. Oh, see also the giant hologram I mentioned. That's clue number 2 to this being a non-ancient city.
Right on.
Given the hologram's forced optimism and the city's name being a number, City 17 feels like your standard video game post industrial hellscape. There's uber rich, working poor, constant surveillance, security guards eager to use their batons at the slightest sniff of insubordination. The usual drill. The citizens here all wear faded blue-gray jumpsuits, and building interiors feel like indoor prison yards. City 17 isn't even trying to live up to the hologram man's optimistic facade.
Huh. Interesting.
Upon passing through the security queue, a guard isolates Gordon maybe and ushers him back into a secluded room with a heavy iron door that locks behind him. Inside, a single dentist patient-style chair occupies the center of the room. Beneath it, what appears to be a pool of blood from the last unlucky City 17 immigrant. This room is purpose-built to intimidate. But Gordon maybe, in his ever-silent stoicism, simply isn't afraid, we assume.
I don't know. That can't be true. Scientists are afraid of everything because they know so much. In fact, when I was in grad school, I took this class with he was an auditory expert. And he had done research for Bose and Apple and the military and probably Dr. Dre, I don't really know. But anyway, he would take us into he had these soundproof chambers, and we would go in there and he would play little sounds and stuff, and then he would, tell you how it would sound after your sound degraded, after listening to music for really loud for an extended period of time. And it made me super, he was super into it. He was like, "Don't listen to loud music, you son of a bitch." And I was like, Jesus, you don't even really know me that well. But after that, for 2 years, I didn't speak above a whisper, and all I did was listen to Bjork really low. I eventually got over it, but man, scientists, they can put the fear in you. They know too much.
That was Bjork's publicist. She just...
Holy shit.
Yeah, that whole time.
Huh.
The lone soldier within the room then suddenly removes his mask and greets Gordon maybe as an old friend, introducing himself as Barney from Black Mesa. Of course, Barney, the guy I assume we probably saw sometime during that first game. I don't know. He also uses the term Gordon to welcome his old coworker, so we can probably stop calling him Gordon maybe.
Oh, well, don't trust this game. This is a standard zig and zag play, I bet. I'm assuming this Barney, bad guy.
So we have to call our hero maybe Gordon maybe?
Actually, I hate that quite a bit, but you can if you want.
I kind of want to because you hate it, but no, I'm not going to do that.
Oh, thank God, because it really has bothered me. What story narrator doesn't know who the main character is? Come on.
The narrator, yeah, I don't. It's a badly told story game, or it's a badly story told game. It's a storily badly game told. I think did I get it? That one?
I win better co-host again.
Every paragraph we vote. I'm going to get this next one. I'm going to get it. I can feel it.
All right.
So then Barney reveals that he's been working undercover for an organization called Civil Protection.
Interesting. So this revelation, we'll assume, is one Gordon wanted to hear, because otherwise he's been forced to be Barney's unwitting accomplice into God knows what. Maybe spotlighting deer from the side of the road. That's illegal as fuck, Barney.
Yeah, what if Gordon just wanted to retire from the hero scientist life and live out his days in City 17? I do hear it is one of the finest remaining cities.
They have holograms.
Barney uses his security monitor to patch in Dr. Kleiner, a scientist from Black Mesa, who's surprised and happy to see Gordon. Both the scientist and Barney agree that they need to find a way to get Gordon back to Black Mesa, and that someone named Alex will play a key role in doing so. Gordon's mission is to locate Alex, who Barney implies can lead Gordon to Dr. Kleiner's laboratory. Gordon then escapes through a storm room window as Barney tells him to head toward the plaza. Gordon must avoid area checkpoints at all costs. Though we haven't heard the word prisoner yet, it's safe to assume, based on Barney and the scientist's paranoia, that if Gordon were to be found outside City 17, he'd be treated like an escaped convict and therefore suffer all the beating and torture that implies.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and he'll suffer, that other stuff that happens in prisons.
What other stuff?
The deep, penetrating
Ugh.
social stigma that comes with eventual reintroduction into society.
Oh, man. I was going to say, because I know they deep throat a lot of soap or something in prison. There's something about soap.
It's very good in prison. You get very clean.
Oh, good. Okay.
Gordon makes his way to the outdoors, where he navigates narrow cobblestone streets between buildings that alternate in construction and style, from red brick to flat wood panels to imposing brutalism. All of this mismatched architecture is punctuated by sudden appearances of high-tech futurism. The guards, known as the Civil Protection Unit, are suited in sleek black armor. They drive four-wheeled patrol vehicles with sharp angles reminiscent of modern stealth bomber jets. But even more jarring than the guards and their sharp-angled tanks is the sudden appearance of a giant, four-legged patrol robot called a Strider, just creeping along the middle distance between two buildings. Until now, all of this jarring technology existed firmly in the robot camp. But suddenly, we're forced to accept this organic-looking monstrosity like a cross between a daddy long-legged spider and a stick bug. It lumbers past, sure to be seen again, but for now, Gordon must find a way around it and the checkpoint at its feet.
Yikes. I mean, what if it's actually never seen again? We're just assuming it will be. Then at the end of the story, Gordon reflects back and he's like, I'm not going to do your Gordon voice, it's too good, but he's like, hey, anyone remember that giant mechanical-looking walking spider? And people are like, no, I didn't see anything like that, Gordon. And then for the rest of his life, he is plagued with the idea that either he imagined it, or it's out there somewhere roaming, searching, hunting, waiting.
Oh man, I've been in that position where you think you killed a bug in the middle of the night, but you didn't. And so if he wants to make sure that it's like gone or that, he wasn't dreaming it, I would suggest that he look under his pillow. This is, again, speaking from experience.
Oh, man.
But at the same time, I would suggest he not look under his pillow. Because if you've ever found a bug even once under your pillow, then you will never sleep again. It's like Schrodinger's cat is out of the bag, so to speak.
Jeez. Thanks for the nightmares. I appreciate it.
You are welcome. Gordon climbs an alleyway ladder and clambers over a catwalk and then back down to the ground, bypassing two fellow citizens as he does. Gordon's eavesdropping reveals that the armed guards are moving from apartment building to apartment building, apparently on routine inspection in search of anything illicit. The way these citizens dismiss the integrity of the searches tells Gordon that the guards aren't too interested in protocol or procedure. If they want to barge into an apartment without due cause, they absolutely will.
Yikes.
As Gordon himself navigates the apartment buildings looking for a route toward the plaza, he sees citizens living in squalor. Most are lucky to even have a place to sit and a nook to prepare food. Every apartment building is barren aside from the residents themselves, who openly detest the guards and whatever routine hunt they seem to be on. Eventually, Gordon happens upon residents who are willing to either escort Gordon or point out the way through the apartment complex. One man even barricades a door with his own body to prevent the guard from following Gordon. If Gordon wasn't a focus of the guard's search for whatever reason, he is definitely now.
Wow. The guards are like, sir, hey, sir, where do you think you're going?
I'm looking for my phone charger. I left it in this room. You got a spare?
God, he's weird. I guess should we just let him go? I kind of hate him already, like immediately.
Do you guys want to be friends?
Should we shoot
him? I
him?
have a lot of them.
We should kill him,
but
right?
I was like, I have more. It would be a shame to keep all this from you, I'm good at cards.
Oh.
I'm good at knitting.
God, I just want to shoot him.
Unicycling.
I'm just going to
I'm good at falling. I'm good at standing. I'm good at stairs.
Maybe I should just leave.
I'm good at downstairs and upstairs. That's two different types of stairs, so I should have separated those out earlier instead of just saying stairs. This is the kind of fun we'll have.
I'm actually going to quit being a guard now. I've quit. I'm going back home to my family.
I can't wait to meet him. I can hear you through the door.
I will shoot you.
Wait, now it's blocked from the other side. How come I can't get out?
I think I see your phone charger across the street. Thank God.
Once on the rooftops, Gordon dodges fire from drones overhead and guards on the ground. The escape is slow as Gordon must be careful not to fall as he navigates thin planks from roof to roof. Bullets ricochet against the corrugated steel exteriors of these dilapidated apartment buildings. But all these acrobatics are for naught. When Gordon finally re-enters one of the apartment buildings, he's quickly cornered by guards and beaten by electrified batons as the screen fades to white.
Yeah. Turns out he's really into it, though. He started calling the guards daddy at one point.
So, fade to white. I know that sounds strange, yes. See, a fade to black would mean death, but Gordon's time on Earth doesn't end here. He's saved off camera, shielded by the white fade, of course, by Alex Vance herself. The very Alex Vance Gordon was meant to find. As she helps Gordon to his feet, a look around the room reveals that Alex has dispatched the guards, presumably through violent means. because bodies just litter the surrounding floor.
You think whenever Alex introduces herself, she makes sure people know that it's Alex with a Y?
Absolutely she does. And because my Gordon Freeman voice sounds like a dummy, I'm sure he leans really hard into pronouncing that Y.
Pardon, that's Alex spelled Alyx.
Oh, Alyx. Thanks for saving my life, Alyx.
Whatever.
That's a pretty name. Is it a family name? I love that all of Gordon's lines just fade to nothing because nobody wants to encourage him. I get it. The subtext there being that Travis doesn't want to encourage me. Everybody write in emails of condolences to me and tell me how cool I am. Thank you. Alex insists that the two of them should move along quickly, citing that the Combine can be slow to wake, but once they are up, you do not want to get in their way. This is the first mention of the Combine in this new world. Maybe the guards are actually suited aliens, and this entire new world Gordon lives in is one ruled by the very alien race that he helped bring onto Earth in the first Half-Life game.
Huh. And that whole sequence there reminds me of a very important quote I once heard back in the 90s. It stuck with me to this very day. You might recognize it. It goes, "You live, you learn, you love, you learn, you cry, you learn, you lose, you learn, you bleed, you learn, you scream, you learn, you help bring an alien race to Earth that is set on destroying civilization, you learn." That's Alanis Morissette, Caleb. I bet you didn't even know that.
No, I am. Here's my poetry applause. Yes. You know, when you just read those out without her singing them, it sounds like a very abusive parent figure talking to their child. Hey, you cry, you're gonna learn. Okay, you're gonna learn. You lose, you better not lose. God damn it, we're winners here. You learn. Or is it an ultimatum? It's like, hey, you could either lose this wrestling match, or you can go to school and learn. Those are your two choices. Which, wow. I guess those would be like the same person. Because if I'm not good at sports, I'm gonna anyway. Not a good parent. I've already established it's not a good parent. So
yeah, I mean, I did try to add the Alanis Morissette inflections in there.
You did. Alanis
Morissette's inflections in there. Yeah, so you get the Lahoos, and I think that's a little less threatening. If someone came up to you and be like, "You Lahoos, you learn," they just sound like a sassy cheerleader at that point.
Ace Ventura was singing the song. You Lahoos, you learn. Gordon and Alex board a freight elevator going down and get to know one another. Alex Vance, as it turns out, is the daughter of a scientist who Gordon worked for at Black Mesa.
Oh.
Yeah, and based on the much more advanced graphics of Half-Life 2, it's impossible to know which of the four game scientist character models is Alex's father. Could he be the white guy with afro-like Albert Einstein hair? Huh? Or the white guy with glasses? The balding white guy with brown hair? Or the black guy? We'll never know.
Oh.
The one-sided conversation-filled elevator trip ends with Alex quipping that Gordon is a man of few words, huh? So, is this elevator, is it up to code? When was the last time someone was out here looking at the elevator?
Oh, I don't know. I don't work for the elevator company, Gordon. I just...
don't you keep these papers on file somewhere?
I actually don't even own the building. Yeah.
God.
It's actually nice to hear you speak a little bit, though. You're really quiet on the way over, except for a few times.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That means a lot. Not many people say that. You might be surprised.
I'm becoming less surprised, actually.
God, do you ever have a sandwich that you think you might have put in the wrong hole?
What are you talking?
You ever done that?
Like a hole in my body?
Yeah, you think the mouth with its teeth is the most obvious choice, of course. But as a scientist is wont to do, you've got to experiment sometimes. And
I'm going to leave.
What if the sandwich is pre-chewed and you don't need teeth, right?
Pre-chewed
so
sandwich?
then you just put it, somewhere else.
Oh, do you hear that? That's my cell phone ringing in another county. I have to go. I have to go now.
Okay. Oh, dang, the elevator doors aren't working. This is actually the funnest kind of improv because my character is specifically designed to not let things end. Oh, yeah? You think you're going to get out that easy, do you?
I just died.
I'm a scientist. I took lots of cardiopulmonary resuscitation classes. That's CPR for dummies. And you're live now. Yay! So where was I? So the sandwich goes in. So Alex's exposition continues. Turns out she's part of a team that's been helping people escape the city. It's been hard, but she notes that today the citizens are finally on the verge of a better way. Whether she means a better way of life or a better way of escaping the city, we aren't sure. But Alex seems able and confident, so Gordon is inclined to trust her no matter what her mission. At the end of a hallway, Alex stops and offers to buy Gordon a drink from a nearby vending machine. Near the vending machine, someone has painted the Lambda logo, a lowercase Greek A. Now, it's strange to see a remnant of Black Mesa plastered on the wall like simple graffiti. The offer to buy Gordon a drink is also odd, of course, considering they are mid-escape. But soon enough, it's revealed that the vending machine actually swings open to reveal a hidden, warehouse-sized space populated by scientists in white lab coats. The Lambda logo, as it turns out, is a sign of safety among fellow rebels.
Oh.
One of these scientists, who's initially preoccupied as he looks for a missing pet named Lamar, turns out to be Dr. Kleiner, the scientist in Barney's monitor from the earlier dentist chair room. Gordon's first mission is complete, it turns out, so now what?
Huh. And I'm definitely naming my next pet Lamar. Or, I don't know, maybe Lamont from the son from Sanford and Son.
Sanford and Son is proof that marketing folks, they love alliteration, but they can be pretty lazy. They could have easily changed the name Lamont to something with an S, but they already had the script written. They're like, nah, we'll just go with Son. Sanford and Son, that's the name. Not Sanford and Steve.
Sanford and Samont. I actually think Fred and Lamont would be a quicker click for me. You know, I'd probably watch a show called that. Sounds like two goofy old guys hanging out. For me, Sanford and Son today just sounds like a Pornhub recommendation.
I don't even know what Pornhub is.
Oh, good.
It's like a hubcap. I don't know. That's stupid. Gordon learns that Dr. Kleiner has been putting the final touches on a refurbished teleporter. Barney, having just joined the crew, ushers Gordon into the side room to allow our hero to change out of his civilian clothes and into a Mark V HEV suit. Observant players will know that the Mark V is one better than Gordon had back in Black Mesa during the first game. But an extra mark doesn't prevent a sudden jump scare when a head crab leaps out of the changing room. Gordon panics, especially considering he hasn't yet been given a weapon, but panic turns to confusion when Dr. Kleiner calls the head crab by name, which is of course Lamar. Dr. Kleiner, it turns out, has domesticated a head crab. The pet quickly escapes up through an open air duct. Dr. Kleiner laments that it will take 2 weeks to coax his pet out of the duct system.
Yikes. You know, a pet head crab. I don't know, but I see some pros to the whole thing. I see you get a pet if you're lonely. I mean, a head crab, you know, the pet's a pet.
That's one.
You know, it's one.
It's one in the pro.
It can, I guess, keep your head and ears warm. You can wear it on your head. Unlike a cat, and dogs don't really bend well enough to wear on your head.
Fair enough.
They're pretty hideous, so I think if it died as your pet, I don't think you would be quite as sad as, say, a dog or a puppy.
Humans are very superficial. That makes sense.
Yeah, it would be very protective. I mean, imagine someone coming near your head crab would probably just murder the shit out of it. You know, it'd be pretty good guard crab. Cons, though, it's a head crab. Like, that's really hard it's hard to get past that one. Kind of tips the scale back real far.
That.
Yeah.
You really stacked those pros, and I thought, I kind of forgot that we were talking about head crab. I thought maybe a ferret or something.
Yeah, right? It's weird.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting to note, though, that this head crab also, just like any other domesticated animal, will seize upon the very first opportunity to escape the hellhole in which they obviously live. Like, I've always been very concerned about that with pets. Like, you open up a door and a cat is leaving.
Yeah.
If the cat's really happy, why is it so eager to get the hell out of your house?
It's true.
Just the way it's. They're comfortable prisons. That's what houses are. Prisons nonetheless. Gordon is then ushered into a room containing the recently repaired teleporter. The plan is to send both Gordon and Alex over to Eli Vance, Alex's father. Why Eli is so important, we don't yet know. First up is Alex. Her transportation goes off without any issues. Next, it's Gordon's turn. He steps in, the teleporter revs up, and just as Barney reaches for the activation switch to send Gordon flying through the teleportation wires or the Bluetooth waves or the Wi-Fi router or whatever, Lamar jumps from the air ducts and into the teleporter with Gordon, causing a malfunction that sends Gordon into multiple different scenes in medias res. And in medias res, that's a narrative term for in the middle of things.
Wow.
Yes, my knowledge of such terms means that I am super fun at parties and always in medias res of getting kicked out of them.
Yeah, you're really fun, especially when we tie you up and play a little game of gag the asshole and leave him in the basement. I've had some of my most fun doing that. It's been great.
And that's how the game In Medias Caleb's Butt was invented.
Hey, you asked us to play it.
I did, I begged. But I knew who to beg to. See, that's on you.
Yeah.
So Gordon's going from scene to scene, spending just basically a couple seconds in each one. He first appears in Eli's laboratory, then in a head crab covered environment that looks like the desert surrounding Black Mesa, and then for a brief moment in the office of the man whose face Gordon saw earlier on the holographic screens, until ultimately landing just outside of Dr. Kleiner's office, with a floating drone staring him down, eager to kill our wanted man. Gordon must run.
Ooh.
Gordon doesn't get far before rounding a corner to see a single enormous, tall, thin, Space Needle-like building protruding from the near horizon and into the clouds above. Gordon learns from Barney, who stands above on the roof of that building we just phased out of, that this building is called the Citadel, which acts as the headquarters from which the Combine govern Earth. Gordon, being the escapee he is, would be wise to stay far away from the building. Barney clues Gordon to a series of old canals that should lead Gordon to Eli's laboratory. Barney then offers a parting gift, a crowbar that he says Gordon must have dropped back at Black Mesa.
Huh. Interesting. So Barney carried this crowbar with him all the way from Black Mesa, assuming that Gordon cared about it. I mean, why not just find a different crowbar for Gordon? This thing must have some real sentimental value.
Yeah. Actually, he's interviewed about it in a docuseries about the events of Black Mesa several years ago. I'm surprised you haven't seen it. It goes a little something like this.
Oh, yeah, I actually have seen it. Yeah, it's welcome back to Dateline. I'm Stone Phillips. Gordon Freeman, scientist, goatee haver, and crowbar wielder. Tell us, Gordon, what is it about the crowbar you love so much?
Well, Stone, a big fan, by the way.
Thank you.
It's heavy.
Okay. Does the crowbar have a name, Mr. Freeman? Dr. Freeman?
Yeah.
Did you just say yes under your very raspy and heavy, might I say, stench-ridden breath?
Yeah.
Okay.
Has a name.
We're going to go to commercial. We might never come back.
He's very logical. You didn't ask him what the name was. Come on. All of my learnings of Gordon's behavior is from what I assume John Carmack, the inventor of Doom, is like. I read a book about him, and that's how logical he was. Like, he seemed like a terribly atrocious person to be around. Yeah, so there you go. So I bring that atrocious behavior to this podcast, which we want people to actually listen to.
Hey, you did a character study, and that's what acting is. You're basically the Christian Bale of this podcast.
I've heard that once, just now. Now, with his very special crowbar in hand, which I'm going to say he probably named it Steel Phillips, just so he could tell Stone Phillips that it's better than him.
Well, okay.
It seems like the kind of jerk thing he would do.
We are going back to commercial once. I don't care if we don't have one lined up. We're going. I'm very upset. I'm Stone goddamned Phillips.
That son of a bitch said he was a fan. I don't believe it.
He looks like a human man to me. Two can play that game, Mr. Freeman. Dr. Freeman. Sorry, I did that twice.
Now with his very special crowbar in hand, Gordon certainly feels like his old self and is ready to plummet the canals, armed now for whatever monstrosities have taken up residence underground. Gordon runs off, navigating first through a train yard while an active train whistles in the background.
Huh. I like the idea of the train whistling on its own because it feels guilty about something.
It ran over that damsel in distress, and it's like, no, it was a different train. Can you imagine, like, as soon as the train, like, hears the squish of the damsel, like, his headlights, he's just like, oh, no, 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 no. I had so much good going for me. This is going to ruin it. I also find it quite adorable that the aliens who have apparently the power to travel through space via means certainly more advanced than terrestrial trains, and then conquer Earth, a planet that has its fair share of advanced weaponry, that these aliens just let the humans still play with their primitive coal-powered train toys because it's adorable.
Yeah. That's a good point.
It's not long before Gordon gets a chance to use his crowbar on some guards.
Or maybe even some other friendly disguised humans.
It's a good point. It's a good point. They could all be Barneys. We don't know. Mm-hmm. While escaping through a narrow hallway, Gordon rescues a human citizen from two abusive guards by bashing in the guard's head and stealing their guns. The woman then yells, "They'll be looking for you now!" And as Gordon runs off, I assume he's thinking, wait, they weren't looking for me until now? Why have I been running? Which is a good question, scientist Gordon Freeman. Mm-hmm. With pistol in hand, Gordon firefights his way through hordes of security guards, narrowly avoiding passing trains while grabbing additional ammo from Lambda-logoed caches hidden within mazes of metal shipping containers. Eventually, Gordon drops into one such shipping container where he meets a fellow rebel who's shacking up with what appears to be a Combine Vortigaunt. You may remember from Gordon's earlier adventures in our last episode that the Vortigaunt is an aggressive alien enemy type, but attentive players will have noticed that the Vortigaunt is a slave race, meaning the Combine invasion of Earth probably wasn't their idea. It seems that this Vortigaunt would rather lay low as an usher for City 17's version of the Underground Railroad than continue fighting on behalf of their Combine overlords. Even better, this Vortigaunt uses his once offensive energy blast as a way to charge Gordon's HEV suit. That's nice.
Yeah. Huh.
The two shipping container roommates then send Gordon on his way, directing him to the main station up ahead. Gordon's path forward remains largely in a strange limbo between the above-ground sunlight and the below-ground blackness. He keeps mostly to concrete flood control channels and underpasses to keep hidden. This provides plenty of ceiling for the reveal of the returning barnacle enemies.
All right.
Yay! However, here in Half-Life 2 world, amid the incessant chaos Gordon has experienced so far, the immovable, largely passive nature of the barnacle enemy is just almost cute. I wouldn't be surprised if we find out Dr. Kleiner domesticates a barnacle friend for his pet head crab.
Yeah, and Dr. Kleiner, he's such a pro at naming things. I mean, I would be excited to see what he comes up with for a barnacle that isn't predictable like Barney. He's already got Lamar. I could see maybe a Jason Barnacle.
Or like a Barnard. Barnard, yeah. Oh, I got one. How about Barn Rickles? Huh. He's like, Don Rickles,
oh, right.
Except he's the barnacle insult comedian. Hey, look at this barnacle sitting right here in the front row. Hey, you couldn't adhere to the underside of an overpass if your slime ducks were working overtime. Am I right? Oh, gosh. I don't think he's a Bronx, New Yorker.
Yeah, he must be.
He's dead now, but
yeah.
But he must be. You're right. Gordon uses his extensive knowledge of physics to maneuver through various enemies and obstacles. At one point, Gordon piles cement bricks on one end of a makeshift seesaw to elevate himself to higher ground. That's the doctorate science degree for you working right there.
Oh, yeah.
Not you. I just realized that sounded like an insult to you. I was trying to make it.
I'm leaving.
Wow. I hope one day you get to make a teeter-totter using your degree.
I got 9 publications about teeter-totters, motherfucker.
At another point, to bypass waiting barnacles, Gordon shoots barrels of flammable liquid, and while they are on fire, he pushes them into the barnacle tongues, surprising the hanging enemies with a bajillion Scoville unit treat.
Yeesh, doesn't sound like a treat to me. How did Gordon know the red barrels would explode?
Because he's played a video game, Travis.
Huh.
These explosive barrels feature prominently throughout Gordon's escape toward Eli's laboratory. Laboratory, damn it. Almost got me. These explosive barrels feature prominently throughout Gordon's escape toward Eli's laboratory. He uses them to destroy armed drones, doors, barnacles, of course, and even the enemy sentry guards themselves roll many flaming barrels toward Gordon at various points. This is a world where oil apparently serves no better purpose than to just sit around until escaping flammable humans come around. Maybe these alien invaders have found like a fuel source more plentiful and sustainable than oil. And if so, hey, that's awesome. Welcome, Combine Overlords.
Oh, yeah. What if they have, like, maybe they refine human blood to make their cars run or whatever. It's called crude blood. And hillbillies like Jed Clampett are now shooting people instead of the ground. Can you imagine the Beverly Murder Billy spinoff?
I take it back. That's not awesome. Keep running, Gordon.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, but he's gonna have a 100% success rate. He's gonna shoot every human, and their bubbling crude's gonna come splurting out every single time.
Bubbling crude.
That doesn't really happen with oil, so he's gonna be like, "I'm just the luckiest man in the world. Every human I shoot's full of blood. Who would have thought? Yippee!
Who would have thought?
Let's strap Granny to the top of my hillbilly mobile. Get the hell out of here."
She's full of blood.
Oh my god. He gives himself a paper cut, and he's like, "I got rich stuff inside me."
Jackpot.
Soon, Gordon encounters a familiar enemy type. The non-domesticated version of the head crab has arrived and is eager to turn citizens into zombies. Civil Protection, which as a reminder is the official name of the military sentry force that's after Gordon, has even cleverly weaponized the head crabs by dropping mortars full of the creatures down from the sky.
Eesh.
By this time, Gordon has stolen plenty of guns and ammo from the corpses of Civil Protection guards, so murdering every one of the would-be scientist pets comes relatively easily. Nearing the end of his escape, Gordon jumps aboard an airboat, which is a hilariously dumbed-down version of the vehicle's real name, a hovercraft. A nearby friendly Underground Railroad guide instructs Gordon to head towards Station 7, which is located in a red barn at the end of a river.
Huh. And I bet the guide knows the vehicle is called a hovercraft, but told Gordon the wrong name as a joke. So at the next, like, Underground Railroad Christmas party or whatever, they can all make fun of Gordon. Or maybe Big Hovercraft would sue if they used the real term. We don't really know.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. I love that in all of these sci-fi kind of environments, they always feel like they have to rename standard things to sound more science fiction-y. Like instead of hovercraft, they have to call it an airboat, or they have nutrition food, or like inhale air. Like there's never just a normal thing. It's always crazy. And in this airboat thing, from the player's perspective, this airboat section is absolutely immersion breaking. It's common for first-person games to be developed without full player character models. That's very, very common. Often you don't even know it, but you're just playing as a floating camera without legs or a body or a head. It's just less expensive, easier for the system. Sometimes you'll get arms, and that's really special, but not here. And what's crazy is the airboat handlebars are super visible, but Gordon isn't rendered with arms, so it just seems Gordon is steering the craft with his mind, and they don't try to hide it at all. The handlebars take up like half of the screen. It's very obvious, but they do turn. Why have them turn if you're not even going to have arms on them? I don't get it.
Yeah, that is crazy. It seems like a large oversight. Or maybe he's somehow steering it with his knees, maybe near the base while eating some Taco Bell. We're all a little guilty of that. It's hard to put fire sauce on it with, while you got a hand on the steering wheel, and your wife told you not to eat in her new car, but you're like, nah, I'm not going to make a mess. You won't know. And then suddenly you got fire sauce squirted all over the windshield and shit because you had to grab the wheel real quick. We've all been there.
Yep. You always make a mess every time.
Every time.
You never think you're not going to. The airboat escape isn't easy, of course, probably because of the Taco Bell. Civil Protection guards line banks of the river, eager to continue trying to kill Gordon. Oh, yeah, the bullets and the Taco Bell. Right. On a scale of, if you were to order those as to which one is probably the most, makes the travel most difficult, first is Taco Bell for sure, then
100%.
the bullets.
Yeah. You can dodge a bullet, but Taco Bell's going in you.
You can't dodge a Taco. It's going to come out of you like a bullet. Thankfully, the airboat is sturdy like a tank, and should Gordon feel the urge to get messy, he can just drive right over the guards.
And you got to think, like in heaven, there's, oh man, wow, it sure is nice up here in heaven. So how did you die?
I was run over by an airboat.
You mean a hovercraft?
Oh, God, I don't need this right now. Maybe I'm in hell. God. Surrounded by people who are pedantic idiots.
That is my version of hell, just people correcting each other for eternity.
I believe you mean eternity. Correcting you wrong, but everyone else is on board with it. Everyone else is like, no, it is eternity. God, no, I know it's not. I know for a fact it's not.
Can you commit suicide in heaven? That would be my next question. Can you jump off of it?
Eventually, Gordon arrives at the way station that seems like it might be his final destination. He docks the airboat, climbs ashore, probably stretches a little bit, and then asks if he can take a quick break, but he is immediately directed further upriver to a dam. Now, this dam must be for sure, for really real, be the final destination, we hope. It's been a long game so far.
Sure.
Thankfully, during this short bad news conversation with Captain Keep Going, a friendly Vortigaunt upgrades the airboat with a turret.
All right.
Which Gordon will likely also use mind control to steer, given his lack of arms, of course.
Maybe he's firing it with his knees while eating Chipotle. We're all guilty of that too.
He's an everyman. The bad news captain says this gun was ripped from the same type of helicopter that Gordon must shoot down to proceed forward. And this gun is a beast. It tears through the helicopter with ease, and those once pesky guards are almost now fun to kill. It's like popping cells of bubble wrap.
Hell yeah.
And we're supposed to believe that this is the same gun that has been firing at Gordon this entire time, trying and failing to kill him, yet everyone else who falls victim to this gun dies with ease. Now, this should prove, without a doubt, that either Gordon is a damn superhero, or everyone firing the gun doesn't fully understand how guns work.
Yeah, that's probably it. Stu, this is your commander. I know this is your first mission, but all you have to do is use this gun to shoot at the dork with the thick-rimmed glasses and goatee.
Sir, one question, sir, if I may, sir. Use the what, sir?
Gun! The thing in your hand.
Okay. I got two things in my hand. I got a long thing here with that shoots out bullets, and I've got this Chipotle that I was going to eat on the way to work, but I had the gun in my other hand, so I couldn't hold it with two hands and drop on my knees, as is standard procedure, of course, sir.
Well, I don't see a thing wrong with what you're doing, but what you need, the shiny thing...
Thank you for saying, sir.
The one that gets loud when you pull on it.
Well, the Chipotle eventually gets very loud, sir.
But are you pulling on it, son?
I am. It's delicious. Have you? It has pulled pork in there. I didn't pull it. Someone did. Sir?
It's an uphill battle with these kids. They just, they enlist and all they want is Chipotle.
At one point along the route, an observant Gordon will see far off in the distance a suit and tie wearing figure walking atop a nondescript gatehouse along the river. Well, who could this be? It's the G-Man. Yes, the mysterious figure who was watching Gordon's progress throughout the Black Mesa escape in the first Half-Life game, and documented in Episode 9 of Tales of the Lesser Medium. That's the podcast you're listening to right now, in case you forgot. So what the hell is the G-Man's true purpose? Will we ever find out?
Man, this whole time I thought this was Hardcore History with Dan Carlin. Am I in the wrong studio?
Close. Eventually, Gordon arrives at what is most certainly Eli's laboratory. Before entering, however, he is subject to a scanning and decontamination process at the direction of Dr. Julie Mushman.
Oh, is Adam Sandler in the studio?
That's going to be about new voice. Dr. Julie Mushman. Julie Mushman. Okay. Eventually, Gordon arrives at what is most certainly Eli's lab. Before entering, however, he is subject to a scanning and decontamination process at the direction of Dr. Judy Mossman. Dr. Mossman, we learn later, was a promising up-and-coming research scientist at Black Mesa. She applied for the same post as Gordon Freeman, but lost out to Freeman's experience with earlier teleportation experiments as well as Isaac Kleiner's personal recommendation. But she seems to harbor no ill will, as she is very excited to see Gordon safe.
Nah, she has a voodoo doll in her top desk drawer with Gordon's cologne all over it. I promise you that. Don't trust her.
As she ushers Gordon to Eli's location, Dr. Mossman informs Gordon that they are honing in on a special teleportation technology that even the Combine hasn't discovered. Based on her science-y speak, it seems this technology is key to whatever it is that they are doing to, we assume, defeat the Combine and halt their control of Earth.
Oh.
Which kind of gets me thinking. I mean, come to think of it, we're almost 25% of the way through this game, and we really don't know why Gordon is so important or what the plan is or even what the overall goal really is with this game.
Only 25%? Jesus, yeah. How long is this episode gonna be? And along those lines, we have no idea why everyone treats Gordon like a hero everywhere he goes. People already know him. But remember, he did fail at the end of the previous episode, no? He caused the rift that allowed the Zen invasion and then failed to prevent the Zen from taking over Earth. I mean, he's failed so many times by now, he's out there demanding recounts from states he's never visited.
Eli welcomes Gordon into his lab, noting that the last time they saw each other was back when Eli sent Gordon for help following the Renaissance Cascade event in Black Mesa, as explored in the first Half-Life game. Gordon spends a few moments exploring the lab, a wall covered in newspaper clippings with headlines such as "Earth Surrenders" and "Wallace Breed declared interim administrator," prompts Eli to comment on his disdain for this Dr. Breen. Eli essentially dismisses Dr. Breen as a shill for the Combine. The newspaper clipping includes a portrait of Breen, which Gordon recognizes as the same face from the hologram from earlier.
Oh.
We have our big bad, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
With this short but important backstory out of the way, Gordon is free to explore the lab more. While doing so, he overhears Dr. Mossman and Alex arguing over some calculations. Their personality differences give the impression that all is not perfect within this small group of rebels. Will these small group fractures result in something larger and more worrisome as our mission progresses? Let's hope not.
Yeah, it kind of feels like it's slowly turning into Road Rule Season 3, and we'll just have to see how it shakes out.
Eli diffuses the situation and asks Alex to take Gordon to a separate area where he can practice using the gravity gun, or as Dr. Mossman interrupts to call, a zero-point energy field manipulator, adding that it's not a toy. It's becoming apparent that Dr. Mossman doesn't fully respect Alex.
Well, you can't call it a toy around Alex, not since that time they caught her grinding her diggle bits on it in the weapons room.
Gordon takes to the gravity gun immediately. The primary function of the gun is to simply lift things without mechanical means. Essentially, the gravity gun is telekinesis. Gordon grabs wooden crates and slams them against the wall with ease. Alex is so impressed that she brings out a gorilla-sized robot that she affectionately calls Dog to play catch with Gordon. The casual fetch doesn't last long, though, as suddenly Combine mortar shells drop from the air, causing panic within Eli's lab. Eli instructs Alex to leave with Gordon and head toward the coast. The two of them get separated as the enemy invasion causes the Foundation rocks and walls to crumble. Good thing Gordon has this new gravity gun to help with moving the giant piles of rubble out of the way.
I wonder if they have to restrict employees from checking out the gravity gun whenever they're moving to a new home.
That's true, although it's very powerful. More likely they just are going to move their entire home at once.
That's even a better idea. And I was thinking, Alex... She calls that thing Dog, which is like the most boring name ever. Dr. Kleiner. That's who you should get your names from.
Oh my God, yeah.
He should have been naming it. Yeah.
Oh man, maybe she did it out of spite. Maybe she doesn't like him.
He gives her shit about it all the time. He's like, yeah, I wouldn't have named that thing Dog. You know, just he kicks it every time he walks by it. Fuck it.
Although it does look more gorilla-like than dog-like. So maybe it really is a clever sort of, you call a big guy tiny, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Could be. I
really just want her to name something Lamont. I got Sanford and Son on the brain.
How about we call him Lamont from now on in this episode, just for you.
Okay.
Gordon's escape leads him through a nearby town called Ravenholm. The mining town has fallen to shambles and seems deserted. However, the streets are filled with traps that seem to have been placed with intent to keep out hordes of head crab zombies. Why else would they be there? I don't know. The only human to be found exists only as a voice projected over a series of connected loudspeakers. The voice comments on Gordon's progress through the town, waffling between a concerned stranger and a Jigsaw-inspired serial killer mastermind. He often speaks through the loudspeakers in religious testimony, and he refers to the head crab zombies as his flock. But with no other humans around, this possibly crazy man could be an ally in Gordon's mission to reach the coast. So, Gordon uses his new gravity gun, along with the strangely large number of saw blades just littered around town, to mow down the encroaching head crab zombie waves en route to finding this strange and perhaps concerningly capable man.
Yikes, getting crazy.
After Gordon proves himself capable of not falling victim to the traps, the man introduces himself from high atop a roof overlooking Gordon's street-level struggle. He introduces himself as Father Gregory, but he does not offer any offensive help. Rather, he only grants Gordon permission to use the various defensive traps he set up throughout the town.
Well, it's a good thing Father Gregory gives him permission, as Gordon has been using the traps already. Can you imagine if Father Gregory was picky about who he let kill zombies with his traps? He's like, "Brother, I thought I heard a few of my traps go off."
You sure did, sir. You sure did. There were quite a few of the traps that went off. I apologize for most of them.
Did you see any signs out there that said, "You are welcome to use any traps you find, my brother"?
I did not, sir. I did not see any signs out there that said that. In fact, the only signs I saw were signs that said "keep out," and they were written in a rather aggressive font. But
that's my font. That's font for "get out."
Oh, what's it called? It looked kind of like Helvetica. Are you a font head like me?
Garamond. Now get out.
Okay.
You finally listen to somebody. Oh, okay. Well, hell.
Little does Father Gregory know that they actually meet up again later in this episode. So, oy. Once Gordon reaches Father Gregory, see, I told you, our friendly priest is actually not interested in some twisted faith-based sacrifice. He's actually pretty helpful and mentally composed, despite living alone in a town full of zombies.
Greetings, brother. And so we meet at last. You are to be commended for avoiding my traps. The work of a man who once had too much time on his hands and now finds time for nothing but the work of salvation. I suspect you have little wish to remain in Ravenholm, so I will show you to the mines. As for me, a shepherd must tend to his flock, especially when they have grown unruly.
The father escorts Gordon to the mines, which takes him through a cemetery crawling with head crab zombies. Now, break the fourth wall here a bit. The horror aesthetic may seem out of place in a Half-Life game, but remember, we are in a town with the very horror-sounding name of Ravenholm. If this town didn't have a zombie cemetery and a murder priest, I'd accuse it of lying about its name.
Amen.
Gordon navigates quickly through the mines, arriving topside in a place with a familiar industrial aesthetic. Train tracks map Gordon's path forward past abandoned warehouses, abandoned garages, and abandoned train cars. Well, abandoned except for the continued influx of civil protection soldiers who continue in vain to try and kill our unrelenting hero. Tucked back into one of the nondescript warehouses is a small cadre of civilian rebels. They greet Gordon with the same awe and surprise as every other rebel has. Yes, this is the Gordon Freeman. Yes, he is really, truly, actually alive.
And yes, you can put your boners away now.
Well, how do I
just not nonchalantly just grab it
yes.
and tuck it up in the old waistband.
Right.
Yeah. Just like that. There you go. I can hardly see it. I could hardly see it to start with, but now I definitely can't.
Thank you for that advice. So, one of the friends. Oh, now that it's in my waistband, every time I move forward, it's kind of nice. I'm just gonna bow in front of Gordon a lot. I'm gonna be like a Japanese ambassador greeting some foreign dignitary, just over and over again. I'm gonna bow like this is gonna be great.
It's like that guy's respectful as shit.
Until he's suddenly not at all. That's weird. One of the friendly rebels, Leon, quickly, no relation to Leon of Resident Evil, we assume, quickly alerts Alex to Gordon's successful arrival. Any celebration turns sour, though, as Alex notifies Gordon that Eli, her father, has been captured Eli and Dr. Mossman have been taken to Nova Prospect, which is a rundown prison along the coast that's been converted to what Alex can only say is something much, much worse than a prison. Alex insists that Gordon make his way up the coast to Nova Prospect to help the two captured scientists escape. This coastal path, however, is extremely dangerous due to this being the spawning season for a new enemy type called ant lions. Thankfully, Leon has an armored dune buggy that he's willing to lend to Gordon, making these giant spindly-legged ant creatures no more a threat than armadillos or possums or whatever other frequently road-killed creature you'd like to imagine.
Hey, man, out here we got raccoons, we got deer, skunks, groundhogs. Is this a roadkill podcast now? I'm in. Just discuss your roadkill that week.
What's your favorite kind of animal to back up and roll over again? Well, we're taking your calls right now, caller. It's snakes for me. Along the way, Gordon stops at a sympathetic outpost called New Little Odessa, where a demonstration of a new Underground Railroad rocket launcher is being conducted.
Oh, that's cool. It's actually funny because I know a little old Odessa, you know, because he says New Little Odessa. I knew a little old Odessa. It's this 85-year-old lady that lived like 100 yards from my parents. Yeah, real sweet woman. Made the best fudge for us around Christmas. It's not even a bit. I just miss her.
Well, I'm glad you could share. Now I miss her.
Yeah.
The man leading the discussion is Colonel Odessa Cubbage, the very man whom the base is named after. Gordon, silent as ever, doesn't question the sheer egotism of naming an entire resistance base after oneself. Perhaps Gordon is lenient because Colonel Odessa Cubbage is more than happy to let Gordon test the new rocket launcher against an oncoming Combine gunship.
Yeah, man, he's like George Foreman. And here are my 5 kids, Odessa, 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 and Leonard. I didn't get the idea until the second one.
Poor Leonard.
Yeah. You think poor Leonard, but there's 4 Odessas that have no identity.
They're encouraged to make their own identity now. Yeah. I don't care how egotistical this guy is. If he's giving me a rocket launcher, he can give his surname to every one of his Outback Wasteland shits for all I care.
That's a fair point. Actually, it's not even a surname; it's his first name.
That's true. His ma'am name. What's the opposite of surname?
I don't know, but it is now ma'am name in this podcast canon.
Back in the dune buggy, Gordon continues his journey up the coast toward Nova Prospect, rocket launcher in hand. And it's a good thing that Colonel Odessa Cubbage of New Little Odessa fame lets Gordon take the rocket launcher with him, because within minutes more gunships arrive and close in on our incredibly well-armed hero scientist. These gunships, much like the first, stand no match against Gordon's rocket launcher. As Gordon makes his way further up the coast, the next outpost seems kind of jealous that New Little Odessa gave Gordon a rocket launcher. So here, a Vortigaunt shows Gordon how to harvest guts from alien corpses to make ant-lion bait. The resulting grenade-like throwables will lure antlions toward the target.
Ew.
So, if you're paying attention, Gordon will now leverage the power of the very weak thing he's killed hundreds of already to combat his enemies. He's essentially bringing a rope to a dildo fight.
And the ease by which, the antlions destroy the enemy guards really speaks to how overpowered Gordon has been during this entire journey. And if you've ever played dildo rope scissors, you get that metaphor.
So wait, a scissors kills rope, right?
Oh yeah.
Rope, I guess kills dildo.
I think.
Although rope would display dildo, so it makes the dildo more powerful, I would think. And then rope, and then dildo has to.
We don't have to do this.
Well, then how am I going to play dildo rope scissors with my son tomorrow? I need to know the rules.
The dildo just makes the scissors stink.
Oh, man. Once Gordon arrives at Nova Prospect, he fights off waves of waiting guards before sneaking his way through. And welcome to this episode's game show segment. I'm Chirklesbert, and this is everybody's favorite game show. Remember, you are playing a video game. This is where I ask my contestant a question about video game logic. My contestant tonight is Travis Turry, I think that says. Travis, I'm going to ask you one question about video game logic regarding Half-Life 2, and you need to answer me with 3 guesses. If one of those guesses is correct, you will go home with our prize, which is probably not anything you want. Travis.
Okay.
What does Gordon Freeman sneak through in order to enter Nova Prospect? Again, 3 guesses, and remember, the name of the game is Remember You're Playing a Video Game.
Okay, remember playing a video game?
A
hollow log.
No. Try again.
Try again. Okay. Wow. What was that? A good guess?
Well, it's sure cylindrical.
Okay.
Yeah, the answer. Okay. Yeah.
Oh boy. Gabe Newell's belly button.
Somehow closer.
Huh. But not correct. Is what you're saying.
Well, traditionally, the way in which Gabe Newell's belly button is used, I would say that's not correct, though he might have done a cartwheel mid-diarrhea, and it's probably close to what the answer is.
Huh.
That's your hint.
Okay.
If Gabe Newell were to do a cartwheel mid-diarrhea, his belly button could turn into what?
Honey Boo Boo's mom.
No.
She seems big enough to crawl through.
No, the answer is a sewage drain.
I was right.
I'll let you go home with half of the prize. And
okay.
Unfortunately, the prize was a pet cat. So,
Aww.
Would you want the front or the back?
Of the cat?
Yeah, you get half of it.
I guess the
I'm making you answer this so that I can lord this over you forever.
I
as
guess
making the wrong decision.
Front.
Oh, bad decision. God damn it. Okay. Who doesn't want the poopy part of the cat? That's the best part.
that side's automatic, man.
Digging for treasure in litter boxes, man, that is enjoyable.
You can set your watch to the backside of a cat. The front side
the cat will
completely
hate
unpredictable.
it, but you can do it. Once within the prison walls of Nova Prospect, Gordon blasts away head crabs bursting from runoff grates in the ground. He guns down guards in overlooked towers, and he mows down guards who were unfortunate not to be sitting high up in those guard towers. Though the towers really only served to defer the guard's death by a few seconds, as Gordon adjusted his aim away from the standard ground enemies. But I'd like to imagine those last few seconds of life were the best those tower guards ever had.
Could have been.
They felt like God up there for a brief moment.
Yeah.
Once inside the prison proper, Gordon fights his way through the many labyrinthian corridors throughout the repurposed Nova Prospect prison. And if you're keeping track at home, that's probably the 13th time I've used the word labyrinthian. It's just very fun to say.
Yeah, and maze gets old.
Through the maze corridors. They might think it's corn.
They could.
Okay.
Yep.
Thankfully, the prison is packed with red barrels full of flammable stuff.
Honestly, that goes without saying.
Where else would you keep it? In a prison, of course, where prisoners are.
Yeah, would you put your flammable stuff in a blue barrel? Fuck no, you're not. It's a red barrel all day long.
If there's a bunch of people in a closed room that want to escape that room, you store all of the stuff that can help you escape that room in that room. That is logic. Come on.
I think it's code.
Those barrels, paired with his new antlion friends, means that the difficulties of navigating the prison are really just limited to the complex layout. Gordon is moving from cell to identical cell, from railway tunnel to identical railway tunnel, searching for the way forward, not unlike his journey's earliest scenes that took place within the prison-like repurposed complexes of City 17. While traversing one such railway tunnel, Gordon looks up to find none other than Alex Vance, your one-time rescuer, one-time gravity gun trainer, and current-time daughter of Eli Vance. The very person we're here to rescue. I mean, you'd figure a phone call could have saved a lot of time and hassle, right?
Sure, yeah. Bip, boop, 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 boop. So, Gordon, I think I'll rescue my father from Nova Prospect.
Okay.
Click. Would have been that simple.
We weren't wrong. That saved a lot of time. Alex reveals to Gordon that she's discovered where her father is. He's in a holding area, a holding pod, she calls it, high up in one of Nova Prospect's main buildings. She undersells the danger in his rescue by stating simply,
"It's going to take some doing to get him out."
Gordon follows Alex up an elevator where, upon exiting at a higher floor, they take on even more security guards. Before long, they find a control panel that allows them to remotely access Eli's holding pod, which we learn is literally a pod. Eli's pod, along with hundreds of other captives' pods, hang from a revolving cable, much like clothes waiting for pickup at a dry cleaner. Alex brings Eli's pod close, within conversation distance, but is unable to free him at this time. She tells her father that she thinks she can reconfigure the Combine portal to allow all of them to escape.
Wow, and I believe her. After all, she did just figure out how to get the space machine to pick out the space pod containing Eli and bring her dry-cleaned father close to her. I believe she can reconfigure anything.
The only hitch to the plan is this. Alex reveals that Dr. Kleiner only may have repaired his end of the portal, meaning that there's a chance they will end up safe in Dr. Kleiner's lab.
Oh.
But there's also a chance, dare I say a very good video game logic type of chance, that they will end up somewhere else, and probably that somewhere is pretty deadly. But for now, they have no choice but to chance it.
We'll see.
Alex tells her father that she's sending his pod to the portal chamber, and will then find Dr. Mossman before escaping themselves. He's not happy with his daughter's willingness to put her own life in danger, but he can't really stop her because, he's trapped in a pod.
Trapped in a pod. Is that Alice in Chains?
It is. Alex then splits away from Gordon, indicating that she's going to head back to the security station to try to patch into Gordon's communications radio. And with that, Gordon proceeds forward until blocked by a locked cell door. Thankfully, Alex had already arrived at the security station and now has the ability to remote open the cell door. For the rest of Gordon's journey, cell doors are no longer a problem.
Thank God.
Though coincidentally, they were never a problem until the game gave him the ability to solve the problem. Before that, all cell doors were conveniently just broken or busted or open and unlocked, so.
I'll be damned. And didn't Alex just make a space machine work on the first try, but I gotta take some time to figure out how to patch a radio, a piece of technology that's existed in the canon of the story maybe a whole millennia. But yeah, it's gonna take a minute.
Gordon and Alex meet up again, this time in a different security station. Alex science magics her way into one of the monitors where she manages to get visual confirmation of Dr. Mossman.
There she is.
Safe and sound. That's exactly what she said. Relief quickly turns to worry, however, as Mossman's audio reveals that she's double-crossed Eli and Gordon and has been working on behalf of Dr. Breen and the Combine.
There she is. Wait a minute. How'd she...
It's from your area.
I'm not calling about that. What's she up to? You promised you weren't going to touch Eli. Oh my
The
God.
soldiers were a bit overzealous, I admit, but he was too tempting a prize to simply turn loose. Especially in the absence of Gordon Freeman.
You would have had Freeman if you'd been patient and just waited for my signal.
We weren't entirely sure you were ever going to get around to that. Human loyalties being what they are.
Dr. As I have stated before, you have to let Eli come around on his own.
I have known Dr. Vance far longer than you, my dear. I'm afraid your feelings for him may have blinded you.
Feelings? This has nothing to do with feelings. It's a simple truth that when Eli believes
This is not open to debate, Dr. Mossman.
Doctor, please.
So sorry, Judith. I'm all out of time.
Now that Alex and Gordon are aware of Dr. Mossman's goal to deliver Gordon to Dr. Breen and the Combine...
Well, we have to question why the Combine has been trying to murder Gordon this entire time when it seems Dr. Breen wanted him alive.
No. We have to...
I have to wonder why Alex and Gordon don't immediately turn around and leave Nova Prospect, knowing now that every single soldier is hunting him down as a trophy for Breen, right?
No, you idiot, no. Now that Alex and Gordon are aware of Dr. Mossman's goal to deliver Gordon to Dr. Breen and the Combine, Gordon and Alex need to push on forward, deeper into Nova Prospect to find the teleporter that may or may not deliver them back safely or unsafely to Dr. Kleiner's lab or somewhere else.
You can't say Nova Prospect without saying no first. No. I don't understand that. I think it's dumb.
It literally says in Spanish, "Don't go to Prospect." That's literally the translation.
So, I don't understand this.
Well, you know what, Travis? You're not alone because nobody does. I can tell the writers of this game absolutely just didn't understand it. But Gordon pushes forward through the darkest corridors of Nova Prospect anyway, as Alex makes her way to the next security station, which, spoiler, looks exactly like the first two security stations we visited. Headcrab zombies and armored guards populate every inch of Gordon's route, but are consistently unable to stop his forward progress. Eventually, Alex meets up with Gordon again.
Conveniently, after Gordon takes care of all the bad guys.
True, where Alex uses yet another security station to hone in on Dr. Mossman's exact location within Nova Prospect. They find and confront Dr. Mossman. But for now, there's no time to punish the spy doctor. They all three must move fast to teleport Eli back to Kleiner's lab before the Combine catches on to their plan. They load Eli into the teleporter, but at the last moment, Dr. Mossman jumps into the teleporter with Eli, sending them both to coordinates that only Dr. Mossman knows. Gordon and Alex are left, not knowing where Mossman and Eli have ended up, but that doesn't stop them from running and gunning through hordes of guards and turret guns to find out.
All right.
During a rare moment of respite amidst all the horde killing, Alex manages to get a teleporter functioning and calibrated to Dr. Kleiner's laboratory. They hop in, press a few buttons, beep-a-bop-a-boopa, and despite all expected video game logic, just as the teleporter explodes, they arrive safely at Kleiner's lab. All right, mission accomplished, I guess. Kleiner is surprised to see them, quite frankly.
Yeah, he covers his crotch real quick with the mouse pad and starts closing windows on his desktop. Ooh.
He's surprised to find them not just alive and well, but also after such a seemingly long time. See, according to Kleiner, the source from which Alex and Gordon teleported from was destroyed over 1 week ago, meaning Alex and Gordon have been mid-transport much longer than the traditional transportation time of, calculate that, beep, bop, bop, beep, bop, instantly. Kleiner fills in our heroes on what has transpired during the week they've been busy slowly transporting. Gordon's break-in at Nova Prospect, the rescue of Eli, and the teleporter explosion were all interpreted by the rebels as reason enough to begin their uprising. While the uprising itself is great news, unfortunately, Eli was once again taken prisoner. This time at the Citadel, which stands as not only a heavily defended fortress, but also as a prominent symbol of the Combine's power.
Okay.
To take a hostage to the Citadel is both a literal and a figurative power move. Not surprisingly, Alex insists on rescuing her father. As luck would have it, Gordon's old friend Barney, the fake guard who broke him out of City 17 originally, had been working on just such a plan. As more luck would have it, Dog, Alex's robot gorilla pet, has found its way to Kleiner's lab as well. Gordon and Dog make their way to Barney while Alex stays back to help Dr. Kleiner find a safer place to hide.
And you kept saying Dog, but I know deep down you meant Lamont.
Oh, damn it, you're right. I did. So when they when they kind of broke into his lab and he had to quickly click out of a bunch of windows that were open on his computer, which he surely responded with, well, I was hiding. I was hiding safely behind this monitor on my computer before you guys interrupted. Gosh darn it.
Dr. Kleiner, this is Alex. So
hurry up.
So you were behind the monitor, but where's your other sock?
Oh, it's keeping my boner warm.
Ew.
Yeah,
It is kind of cold in here, though. It's nipply. I do agree.
Wait, correction. It's keeping my regular non-boner penis warm. The journey to follow Barney is marked by small pockets of successful rebellion, with some citizens taking arms against guards while other citizens work to pull down statues that celebrate the Combine colonialists. Gordon's desperate rescue attempt is offset nicely by these displays of hope against Earth's oppressors. These citizens join Gordon in his cause as he navigates the very same apartment buildings he fled through at the start of his journey. By the time he reaches Barney, Gordon's got a small army with him, including Alex herself, who has rejoined him after finding a safe spot for Dr. Kleiner. Sadly, Dog is no longer with him. But actually, that's probably for the better. See, Barney has been pinned down by snipers, and if snipers are good at shooting small targets from a long distance away, it stands to reason that they'd be really good at shooting gorilla-sized targets from a long distance away.
Oh, thank you for that, Caleb.
That's called science.
Sure is.
Gordon takes care of the snipers with a couple of grenades, freeing Barney so that the two of them can continue onward toward the Citadel. Once within the Citadel grounds, Barney gets to work, finding a way to lower a series of sky bridges to allow reinforcements to access the battlefield. As they near the main Citadel structure, the battles get much more difficult for Gordon and his ragtag army. The sky is practically filled with armed gunships. Striders patrol the streets, trip lasers populate the narrow corridors, and so Gordon's pistols and machine guns fall back to make room for heavier artillery. The rocket launcher comes back during this battle and in full force.
Do rocket launchers have a force setting other than full? It's like when a microwavable meal says for me to put the microwave on medium. I'm like, mine doesn't have a medium. Do you want me to just crack the door?
Eventually, Gordon finds an underground access point where he's able to enter the inner grounds of the Citadel. For the first time in his journey, the environment changes from the destitute desert outdoors to an industrial futurism where large, pristine, flat metal surfaces dominate every wall and not a speck of dirt can be seen. It feels like we've entered an entirely different world, where the Combine may have simply repurposed Earth architecture and technology to keep the rest of the planet functioning well enough. The Citadel is all new Zen development. This is the rich neighborhood for sure.
I smell tax evasion. Can't fool me.
At one point during his ascension up the core of the Citadel proper, Gordon passes through an airlock system of sorts called the Confiscation Field. Only instead of pressurizing the air in preparation for entry into another room, the system pulls out all of his weapons and destroys all of them. All of them except for one, the gravity gun. Instead of vaporizing the gravity gun, the confiscation field supercharges it in what could only be called by the Zen engineer in charge of calibrating the confiscation field a, quote, super duper oopsie. This oopsie-filled gravity gun can now pick up soldiers off their feet and throw them at other soldiers and then make those soldiers not on their feet. It's actually pretty cool and very hilarious.
Hell yeah, it is. It is the most rewarding, most awesome feeling in the fucking world.
Suddenly, right in the middle of a soldier-throwing spree, Dr. Breen appears on the closed-circuit monitor system. He rambles on about Gordon being the real bad guy and himself being the hero of humanity. You know, basic crazy guy stuff. So Gordon simply pushes on his quest to save Eli and maybe even bring down the Combine while he's at it.
You know, and if Gordon was smart here, he'd use that super-duper oopsie gravity gun to rip the monitor from the wall and maybe use that monitor as a shield against this onslaught of bullets.
But he's not. He's not smart at all.
Eh.
Eventually, in the heat of battle, Gordon is forced into a containment pod, which brings Gordon slowly to the top of the Citadel. Along the way, he's fired upon by security guards, but also there are moments of peace where he's able to watch what appears to be emaciated, escaped Citadel captives shuffling their way to various control systems. Are these prisoners helping Gordon, or are they part of the Combine army trying to stop Gordon? It's really hard to say. The confusion isn't unlike Gordon's arrival journey that we explored in the last episode about the first Half-Life game, actually, as in those scenes he was witnessing scenes of either chaos or calm while riding the monorail into Black Mesa. I actually kind of like this parody, this almost foreshadowing of sorts. It's neat. Once at the peak of the Citadel, who should appear but Dr. Judith Mossam?
Richard Gere from Mothman? What did you say?
Once at the peak of the Citadel, who should appear but Dr. Judith Mossman? Yeah, she goes by Judith now, no longer Judy. She approaches Gordon and tells him not to struggle, that until Dr. Breen decides to release him, there's absolutely nothing Gordon can do. She brings Gordon and his containment pod into Dr. Breen's office, where we interrupt Eli, also in a pod, condemning Dr. Breen for his evil. Dr. Breen reveals that Gordon had unwittingly led Breen to Eli, and now that Breen has both Eli and Gordon, and Alex as it turns out, he's able to negotiate any terms he wants with the Combine. Now, we aren't exactly sure what Breen means by this, but if video games are still video games, get ready for an exposition-heavy info dump of evil plans in 3, 2, 1.
Classic Caleb J. Ross, calling out video games for being video games since, was it 95? When you started? Can't remember. When did you start being unlikable?
The first trimester was about when my mom... That's But just kidding. See, I zig and I zag, just like this game. No, actually, just as Dr. Breen starts with his evil exposition, Dr. Mossman has a change of heart for some reason. So actually, this narrative is stupid for a different reason. She just has this weird sudden change of heart and decides to sabotage Dr. Breen's plans by destroying his communication panels. Breen attempts to call for his guards, but Mossman is incessant. When Breen is distracted, Mossman runs up to Gordon's pod and attempts to release him. However, Breen has grabbed Gordon's gravity gun, fires it, and after the resulting blinding flash settles, we see Eli, Alex, Dr. Mossman, and Gordon all free, while Dr. Breen escapes down the hallway.
I imagine he sounded like as he ran, what an asshole.
Yeah, that's probably what they were all thinking as they watched his butt trail off. What an asshole. Look at that go. Gordon and Alex take off after Dr. Breen, but are quickly distracted by a large structure just outside the window. Alex informs Gordon that they are looking at the Citadel's dark fusion reactor, which powers their tunneling entanglement device, which is what the Combine uses to travel to and war against other universes. Alex recognizes the rare chance they have and decides that their new primary objective is to shut down the device. But they cannot do it from where they are. According to Alex, Dr. Breen has turned over control of the device to, quote, the other side, meaning we assume the Combine overworld of Zen. Without the ability to shut down the device, Gordon's new primary objective is now his old objective: stop Dr. Breen.
Wow.
But stop him from doing what, though? It's really hard to tell exactly what Dr. Breen's plan is or was. All Gordon knows is that Dr. Breen is ascending up toward a portal to the Combine overworld in order to escape Earth, as it's clear the Combine stranglehold on City 17 has loosened as the rebellion swells. Using his supercharged gravity gun, Gordon fires balls of dark energy directly into the center of the dark fusion reactor as Dr. Breen pleads from the sidelines for him to stop. "You have no idea what you will unleash," Dr. Breen yells. But Gordon doesn't care. As Gordon fires in the final shot to destroy the reactor, we can hear Dr. Breen ominously yell, "You need me."
And then, at that moment, suddenly, Gordon stops firing, and he stares longingly into the eyes of Dr. Breen, who has a single tear streaming down his cheek. At that moment, Gordon realizes what his heart has been telling him all along. He was attracted to Breen, his cunning, his smarts, the way he lacks all but a hint of athleticism as he capers around to escape. Gordon needed Dr. Breen. He needed to feel the warmth of their bare skins touching during an intimate, soft embrace.
Travis.
I'm sorry. I got a little carried away there, pal. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You did. That's all right.
They
I won't bring it up again.
They do have sex, though, here, right? No?
In someone's headcanon, they do.
Okay, my bad. I must have read the wrong. Okay.
No, you read it just right. And just as the reactor begins to explode, in Travis's headcanon, a reactor is codename for throbbing penis. Ponus, I was going to say. Then I changed to penis mid-sentence. You know ponus, that's what people call it, right?
You changed it mid-word, not even mid-sentence.
That's still mid-sentence. The middle of the middle word is still the mid-sentence. Apology accepted, Travis.
Okay. Was it first trimester, is that what you said? That makes sense.
As soon as my mom was intimidated, she was like, "Oh, damn. This is not going to work out for me." And she was right, She was right. She's a smart woman. And just as the reactor begins to explode, Alex insists that her and Gordon escape quickly. But it's too late. The screen fades to white as the slow-motion explosion ripples the screen. Then a voice Dr. Freeman hasn't heard from in many hours speaks. It's the G-Man.
Time, Dr. Freeman? Is it really that time again? It seems as if you only just arrived. You've done a great deal in a small time span. You've done so well, in fact, that I've received some interesting offers for your services. Ordinarily, I wouldn't contemplate them, but these are extraordinary times. Rather than offer you the illusion of free choice, I will take the liberty of choosing for you, if and when your time comes round again. I do apologize for what must seem to you an arbitrary imposition, Dr. Freeman. I trust It will all make sense to you in the course of... Well, I'm really not at liberty to say. In the meantime, this is where I get off.
Wow. Oh, man, what a cliffhanger. I personally cannot wait to find out what happens in Half-Life 3. Woo, it's coming up. I know it is.
I do have bad news for you here, Caleb. Remember that publicist we brought up earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess you could say he failed, but he was probably so sick of Gordon. I think he succeeded in stopping any more Gordon, so it's just over. We have a couple little episodes follow up, but there's just no Half-Life 3. But that reminds me, somewhere Gordon jolts awake from a deep sleep, thinking of that giant Strider creature roaming around the hillsides, searching for his goateed and sciencey butt pussy, just stalking and waiting and stalking and hunting and looking for Gordon.
You can keep going, man. I'm into it.
I don't know where it goes from here. Maybe he finds it, maybe he doesn't. We won't know because there's no Half-Life 3. Half-Life 3 is all about how that giant Strider creature wants to make love to Gordon.
Well, until Half-Life 3 comes out, which it sounds like it's already half written in your head. You just got to put that stuff to paper, man.
Mine is all sexy fanfic.
That works. That's Half-Life 3 for you. The 3 is just ball sack turned sideways. That's all it is. But there is no Half-Life 3, as we all probably sadly know. We'll just have to settle for Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and Half-Life 2 Episode 2, which are the next 2 episodes in this Season 3 of Tales of the Lesser Medium, and both episodes are available right now for your listening pleasure or displeasure.
Yeah, that's right. And we haven't recorded them yet, but I'm already thinking about the nightmare of naming those fucking episodes, because it'll be Episode 11, Half-Life 2, Episode 1, and Episode 12, Half-Life 2, Episode 2. It's going to be a goddamn nightmare. We will figure it out.
It's like the Xbox marketing team got in on this. And they're like, we got it. We got it.
This is the Half-Life Series X. That's what this is.
Episode 9 or 10?
I don't know.
Neither. Episode A. Yeah, we started with alphabet this time.
We should. It's a good idea.
What are some of your overall thoughts on this this game, this episode, this experience we've had together?
They really crank up everything here. You get more exciting weapons. You get cool stuff like obviously the gravity gun. That's a hallmark. You get cool vehicle sequences. I feel like honestly some of the sequences take too long. I remember being in that boat way too long. Maybe I was bad at it, but I just remember being like, is this game a boat game? Is this wave race? Just so many memorable moments, like with the head crabs and all that stuff. I mean, it's just it's obviously a lock for a classic. But narratively speaking, honestly, it's a little too flim-flam for me. It's a little too wickety-wackety. It's held together with some balsa wood that's kind of just Elmer glued together, and I don't know, it doesn't really, I don't care about it, I guess, is the thing. I'm just here for gravity guns and crowbars.
All of those were the exact literary terms I was going to say. Yeah. They're gobbledygook together. Is that one of them? Flim-flammed?
I'm very astute in the literary critical arts. I
remember, you probably don't, but I remember in the 1960s, there was a school of literary criticism called flimflambyism. And boy, howdy, this was a heated debate among the literary elite. Some people were very much, no, we're in a post-flimflambyism world. Some people were like, no. It's post-flimflambyism. We've actually come back around and we now are commenting on the original flimflambyism. And you know what? They're both right, which I think means that we're in the post-flimflambyism.
I think so too. I mean, it borderlines Bookie Dookie. I think it's right there. But I wouldn't quite go Bookie Dookie.
I wouldn't say that in proper literary company, sir. Oh gosh. Not unless you are ready to tossle.
But no, what did you think?
No, I agree with you. Gameplay wise, it's super fun. Visuals, it still holds up pretty well, actually. It's a gorgeous looking game. But narratively, it's just very awful. There's just a lot of plot holes. It's very obvious that they did not bring in their A-team. I don't know if they have an A-team at Valve, to be honest, when it comes to narratives. But that's not really what they're about. I don't think anyone would tell you that they are. They're about, like, they want to show you the cool stuff they can do. They want to show you the physics. They want to they like emergent gameplay. Their storytelling is mostly limited to environmental storytelling, which you have to just really want that as a player in order for it to make sense. And I always pride myself in being someone who probably says they want that, but ultimately once I get into a game, I'm like, nah, I just want to blow stuff up, and I never end up reading the lore or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of depends. But yeah, but the thing is, so many people clamored for Half-Life 3, and I assume a lot of that was because of the story, and we have Half-Life, the episodes 1 and 2 to come here. It sticks with a lot, maybe for the time, it was a little bit stronger. So I don't want to downplay it completely. I mean, there are some interesting things here. We have a silent protagonist. I think that's maybe holding it back a little bit, but for the most part, it's not. It's certainly not the worst story I've had to endure in a game. But like you said, I think for me, a lot of it is there's a lot of high science. What do you call it? Like curtain magic. Like they just name something fancy and they're like, this just works because it's got a fancy name. And I'm like, but I don't know about that. You can just teleport now. Like, or this gun just like. There's a lot of that stuff that I have a hard time buying into. Which is weird because I feel like all of Resident Evil's like somehow possible. And the minute you tell me that people are transporting through time, I'm like, nah, it's dumb. So it's weird.
True. It reminds me of a Stan Lee quote about Spider-Man and how like, I think it was when the first movie came out and Spider-Man did not have web shooters. Instead, the web just came from his wrists. And Stan Lee said something like, yeah, people have a hard time, like we had to do that for the movie because people had a hard time believing that web shooters could be real, and they were like, so. And his like stance against it at first was like, so people believe this guy was bitten by a radioactive spider, but they don't believe a smart guy can invent something. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's true. It's weird how those things will nag at you, and they do the same thing with me too. It's exactly why I don't like space movies. I'm like, the one time something doesn't seem logical, all willing suspension of disbelief is now unwillingly non-suspended belief.
I guess maybe I made it to the second trimester, but either way, we're both insufferable. And I don't know why we have a podcast about gaming narratives, but we do, and we have fun with it. So I'm looking forward to the next few episodes.
Absolutely.
All right, everyone. So again, this concludes episode 2 of this series on Half-Life. Be sure, get out there and subscribe. Click a button or something. Make sure you're going to be reminded about this constantly for the rest of your life. And the next episode, Half-Life 2 Episode 1, should be there waiting for you already. You could have ended this episode already and been listening to that episode. So think about that, dumbass.
That's right. And after Travis has called you a dumbass, and if you're still listening, you're an extra dumbass. But here comes some more stuff for your dumbass ears. If you would be so kind, please rate and review us as well. iTunes is preferable, but really anywhere you listen, feel free to rate and review if that platform allows you to do so. You'd be surprised at how many or how few do. iTunes is great though. Reach out to us if you'd like to. We can be found on Twitter. The show handle is Tales Lesser, and at Tales Lesser on Twitter. My personal Twitter handle is at Caleb J. Ross. And that lovely gentleman's voice whom you hear, that's not mine, is Travis Plays Games. I shouldn't ad-lib on these things. I just read what you write. Why don't I do that?
I don't know.
It's at Trav Plays Games.
You can send us an angry email if you'd like to about anything we got wrong to polykillpodcast@gmail.com. If you think we got it right, maybe think about heading on over to that patreon.com/polykill. Maybe think about that a little bit. You can also go to polykill.com. We got a ton of good podcasts out there. We got I almost said Tales of Lesser Medium. You're listening to that one. There's Polykill, there's Drunk Friend, there's Petey's Power Hour, Off Kilter, Indie Quest. All those are out there waiting for you. You can check those out. And other than that, yeah, we got this intro and outro theme that's bumping. That's Brad Sucks. Check him out. And yeah.
And also check out the new Roadkill podcast coming to the Polykill Network very soon. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for listening. We really appreciate it.
Yes, and the tale has been told.